There we go. We're
What's
on.
happening?
We're on air.
Woo.
Okay. So we're live to go here.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, evening. This is evening. This is our first evening broadcast, and this is our first live cast on radio here, and it's good to be on air. So we are talking about Dark Souls, and we're actually going to be covering the whole series, starting from. We're going to talk about Dark Souls 3, and then we're going to go backwards. We're going to talk about Demon Souls and Bloodborne, and if you guys know anything about the upcoming thing, you guys could pitch in on that as well. But we got
I think you're making stuff up.
No,
what are you talking about?
I'll talk about it later. So we got one whole comment, which is great. One whole comment, and we'll be addressing that.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned 40 for
minutes
that.
At the end of the show, we'll get to
Yeah.
you got to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It'll probably be in the middle somewhere.
Yeah. So let's talk about Dark Souls 3.
We've all beaten it, right?
Oh, yeah.
I've beaten it, yeah.
And this is going to be spoiler-filled.
Oh, yeah.
Spoiler
heavy, by the way. So if you've not played it and you're not done, well, I don't want you to stop listening, but squint your ears.
That's it.
Just like get really drunk, and then you'll forget it.
Yeah, just start drinking. Start
Sliding
drinking
shots.
now.
I did.
It's an easy game. Just run through it in the next 30 minutes while we're talking.
Oh, yeah, just the speed runs, they're
Yeah.
really quick. It's under
You
an
beat in
hour,
like
right?
15 minutes, I
Yeah.
think?
Incredible.
Something.
It's insane.
You know, like that's insane. And I think
It took me over an hour to beat the first boss.
You sent me a link, and I think it was you that sent me the link. That's like, here's somebody beat it in 20-some minutes. And I'm like, well, shit, I don't want to play this now, Come on. How does somebody do that?
I don't, I didn't watch it, but...
I don't know. He couldn't have been deprived, because
Right.
that takes way too long to beat a boss as the
the
deprived, especially the first boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the game first comes out, they usually, run through a whole bunch of glitches and stuff. Those get updated out of there. So.
Well,
also,
this guy...
also, it was released in Japan a month or 2 weeks before America, so
Yeah.
maybe there's things I already knew.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Was it a month?
Like 2 weeks.
At least 2 weeks.
couple
It was
weeks?
between
Oh,
two to 4 weeks.
Yeah, they're lucky. That was
Home
I just couldn't imagine. The first boss really got me, because I was like, you know what? I'm a veteran. I'm a Souls veteran. I've played through everything. I'll just start as the deprived, and that was a terrible decision.
Yep. Deprived for like... Well, it's for veterans, but veterans of that specific game, I think.
I don't know.
What do you start with as deprived?
A wooden shield
a little,
and a club,
and
and
a
a small
wooden
club.
club. Okay,
and
yeah.
you're naked. Nager's booty.
I definitely saw that.
Yeah.
Hey!
And there is the shield does like 50 damage reduction, 50%. It's useless.
Probably the worst shield in the game.
It's
Yeah.
terrible, by the
It's
way.
like a Bloodborne
if you don't,
shield.
If you don't play Dark Souls, 50% is bad.
It's horrible. So I don't know. Maybe they expected you to parry the boss, and
you
you
can
can
parry that guy,
parry
Yeah,
him.
you can parry him.
But
I personally can't, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
possible.
he has such a weird delay in his swings, because he'll wind up, and then he'll like stumble a little bit, and then he'll do an attack on some of his attacks, and so it's like the timing is really weird. You have to be like a major general of the Soul series to understand that stuff. There's a guy, Vegeta 311. He's on YouTube, and he's up there. He's one of those guys. He is a parry master. Wouldn't ever want to go up against him in PvP. Actually, I probably would with our connection, because
Take that.
yeah,
Rest
because
of the night,
we could
stab.
totally lag stab him.
Gotcha.
No problem. Yeah, just be around. Am I in front of you? No, I'm not.
I've been behind you for the last 10 seconds.
Is the strong attack charge, is that a new thing to the series?
It is a new thing for the Dark
That
Souls
adds
series.
a lot of depth to the PvP.
Yeah,
And even the enemies will do it to you a little bit.
yeah.
So that's an interesting thing that wasn't there. So it changes it.
A little
Can't
bit,
just
but
have
but it's only but it's not variable. So it's either strong attack or you hold it down all the way up and attack.
Okay.
So it's
I thought
not
it was
like
variable.
it's not as soon as you release. No. Well, maybe it is. Maybe there's a midpoint.
Maybe different weapons. Some weapons might have. I don't know, but
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but what I've noticed is that there might be a midpoint, but it looks like if you don't hold it down all the way, it might just do standard strong attack damage.
I think so. I think
that's what it is. Yeah.
I have not done a lot of PvP since at the very beginning. I got invaded and it was fun because people weren't. I've said this before,
you
but
were
people
just kicking their ass.
like it was competitive. But now everybody's so good at the game, and I have not progressed that far. So.
Yeah.
Now everyone's parrying your attacks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I'm not really sure how people parry my attacks. Well, it's not even the parry; it's they just keep attacking until you shield break, and then they repose.
Wait, you PvP with a shield?
Well, yeah, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a big mistake. That you shouldn't do that because of that one thing. Because you might as well roll around because
they could hit your shield three times.
three times you get stumbled and then there's some repost attacks that are like they do the initiation attack, the secondary attack, which generally ends there, but then some weapons allow for a third attack.
Yeah.
And I've seen that happen.
You're like, I'm gonna survive it.
I know, yeah, like boom, the third crushing blow.
You died.
Okay. The weapon we were using, the weapon skill, is you can
parry
parry out of the weapon skill. So maybe that's an option, so you can still parry. But
Nice.
That is so awesome. You're holding it to your side.
but you can also attack out of that stance.
Yeah,
Oh,
different.
okay.
So
That's
it
nice.
adds this another layer of depth.
That's cool.
But yeah, back to the very beginning. I streamed the very beginning of my play. I started as a thief or something, or a mercenary or a thief. You get this tiny little dagger with like this much range on it. You're like, so you're like all up in that first boss, and I died so many times.
You're up in his balls at his second on a second form. He rips out an arm and his balls drop, and you're like, God,
he's all over the place.
Yeah, he's just everywhere.
So I had to restart a second character to get a better weapon, but
Yeah, I started as a knight.
it's obviously
I believe.
doable, but
Yeah. I always start as a knight, and I just decided to break that and go with deprived for some stupid reason. That's
'Cause you
going
thought you
from
were
extreme
badass.
one to another.
You're like, I'm a veteran. I'm fine.
Yeah,
Deprived.
I could do this. Yeah.
Soul level 1 all the way through.
Yeah.
No big deal.
And I've grown accustomed to using a shield because in a lot of cases using a shield is a good alternative to rolling out of the way because it uses less stamina to block somebody versus rolling out of the way. Not in this game. Because here you lose quite a bit of stamina blocking somebody. Like it could take 4 hits, and that's it.
is that based on
Unless it's a
stat,
dagger.
like your poise or your obviously your stamina?
And then
bar,
there's a
but-
ring that allows for enemies blocking lose more stamina against their attacks. So
There's a lot of sweet rings in this one.
yeah,
I do like the 4 ring slot. That's very cool.
I'm glad they kept that.
Oh, yeah, Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 1 is like 2 ring slots, right, or something like
Dark
that.
Souls 1 was 2.
And that's rough because
That was-
you have no options.
But they also had, I think, better rings in Dark Souls 1.
makes sense, kind of balanced. But yeah, I like having the 4. You can switch back and forth.
Yeah. I think there was also items that kind of gave some of the buffs that the rings now give. Stamina regen, the shield, the grass crest shield. I think it still is the same in Dark Souls 3. There is a grass crest shield.
Oh, there is.
And I think it has due stamina regen.
It does.
I don't know if it stacks with your ring, though. The Chloranthy ring?
I think it does.
Does it? I don't know.
In Dark Souls 1, they seemed way more effective than in Dark Souls 2.
Right.
Dark Souls 3, I don't know.
Yeah.
If they're...
Yeah. I beat the game. I got the second ending where everything just goes black, and I was
The End of Fire, I think is what it's
pissed.
called.
You
I got
gave
it
the
too.
eyes to the...
I gave the eyes. I killed her. Took them back.
Oh,
Gave them back to
You
her.
gave them back.
And then I select. Oh, I just there are 2 options. There's 2 options. It's like well, okay, and then so I went with the other option, thinking that something else would happen. No, nothing happened. I was like, oh, well, crap. Okay, well, whatever.
So I was watching some little YouTube breakdowns of the ending, and apparently in the strategy guide, that is the canonical ending, the real ending. the end of Fire, because this is supposed to be the end of the Soul series for this like trilogy.
And they are done with the series, by the way. That's it.
I'm sure they'll make something else like it.
Dark Souls in space.
No. They're finishing Dark Souls. That's it. No more Dark Souls. That's it.
Or
yeah,
working title.
Yeah,
Demon Souls 2.
Space Souls.
But so yeah, that's the one I got, and that's supposed to be the canonical ending, which makes sense. Like the fire's gone,
right?
And you could, and it was part of the story. Like they keep rekindling, but it's been weaker every time. This time it's like barely glowing,
right?
And that's why you have to do it again. But did you know during that ending, there's a moment where you can press the attack button, and it starts a new cutscene, and you kill the firekeeper, and it's like another extra ending.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's really cool. We'll have to pull up the video sometime.
Crap.
Yeah,
it's
like, and it's really crazy because you have to do it during the cutscene. You have to attack. Like that's
only during that ending.
Yeah, that's the only one. Yep. Because she's got the little fire, and you're like, no, and you like step on her head, and you like take the fire off her. Yeah, it's not a good ending, but it's very interesting.
Huh?
I didn't get it naturally. I looked it up, but
I'll need to do that. I just went all black, and she's like, "Are you there?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here."
Right, yeah.
What the hell are we supposed to do here? You know?
Yep.
How are we supposed to attract mates? If I know, you know.
That was your question?
That was my question. Yeah. How do you get chicks now? I guess you don't. You know.
Pheromones.
Pheromones. Yeah, you smell them. Touch their face. Everybody's blind now. How about the bosses in Dark Souls 3? What did you guys think about the bosses? I got a video of Nutsack Man right now going.
The Greatwood Tree.
Oh yeah,
and he can literally sit on you.
I got teabagged to death by him.
He does have a little butthole. If you aim just right and he stands up, he's got a little butthole, which is amazing.
I didn't see that.
Backstab for maximum damage.
Yeah, just maybe.
I like how
instant kill.
During you can leave messages and stuff in. Butt is a word, and hole is a word. There's a lot of things like
a lot of buttholes.
Yeah, butthole.
Yeah, one of the most popular messages is like tongue, butthole.
Tongue.
Amazing chest. I remember that a lot from Dark Souls 2.
Try dual wielding.
The amazing chest I thought was a lot better executed in Dark Souls 1. And they
there was
an amazing chest in that one.
That was with what's her name? Gwendolyn.
Yeah.
Is it
I get
Gwendolyn?
all the Gwens mixed up.
Yeah,
there's
whatever.
This
it's
cross-dresser in Dark Souls.
Yeah, so there's a chick and a
dude
that's
huge.
Dressed as a
Well, interesting.
chick.
You go to that same place and like all the altars there, but she's not there.
Which sucks because I killed her in the first one. That's probably why.
You did it. You ruined it.
I think so. I think everybody has. That's why they're like, we're not going to include her.
didn't do it.
She was an illusion in the first one.
Yeah, she was an illusion.
Yeah.
Just shoot one arrow, she disappears.
Yeah. And who cast her?
I did watch some more videos on this, but I don't.
Was it the brother, her brother, that was maintaining the illusion?
Cross-dressing
brother?
It
wasn't like the snake guy, right? The guy that comes out of the hole? He's orchestrating a lot of stuff in the first one.
The guy that comes out of the hole.
The snake guy from the original Fire. Yeah.
Oh, which one though? Because there's two. The bad one or the good one?
Probably the bad one if he's impersonating goddesses and stuff.
I don't remember. Yeah.
But on that point, the story is very vague. What do you guys think the overarching story of souls and demons and borns are? Like the fire goes out, start it up.
So for the demon souls, or sorry, Dark Souls, the whole fire thing is kind of a reference to the scientific theory that everything degrades and will eventually fade to nothing, and it'll be just nothing, nothingness. I forgot what it was called off the top of my head, but everything reduces down. So energy is lost, and then energy is lost from that energy, and then it just it gets so dispersed that because the universe is infinite and expands infinitely, you just lose all energy. It never recedes back or never comes back. So I think it has something to do with that. And did that video end yet? Or is it just restart? Whatever. Anyway, so Yeah, I'll just cut to the next video here. I have 2 videos. I don't know why. I should have got more. But there's only 2 5-minute videos. I'll just alternate back and forth. Bloodborne has a very interesting story, I think. They did a lot of research on the whole gamut of conspiracy theories, I feel like, because I've read up on all that stuff, and they're talking about werewolves and such, and plausibility of it, and I like how it's not a mythical creature, that it was lab born, and that it was something that was maybe created, and then we're getting into these human engineering stuff in real life, and is it secret? The secret society stuff, and then they get into the church, which is also secret society stuff.
Aliens,
and then they eventually get to aliens, which really aren't aliens. They're like more of a demonic culture there. And then like when you get to the what's her name? You don't know it's a she, but it's it's where you go down to revive the queen lady or whatever, if you remember that. But she's like this weird tentacly lady, or this alien
in like
creature.
A pool area.
Yeah,
underground.
Yeah. I forgot her name. But she's supposed to be a captured divine whatever, and that's where the church used to get their information from, and all this stuff. That's why they have this divine knowledge of this creature human making and tampering with. Well, I think that they're alluding that with that, it's like, are they extra dimensional beings? Where they come from, all that stuff. Because eventually you do go down and fight the spider, but you don't. You're not. When you jump off that cliff, you're not going into the water. You cross dimension, and you're in a different plane. You're in a different existence all of a sudden, and it's kind of like this heavenly body. And so I think that it has something to do with that. But it gets into some really heavy stuff. The imagery in it is really, really good. It is my favorite of the whole type of that whole
the lore
series.
Yeah.
Just the series, yeah. Out of all the Souls and Demon Souls.
So I've watched a lot of lore videos on Bloodborne, and the parallels they make is through like menstruation and rebirth. You got the moon, and blood is like the main focal point of that story, and just interesting. But
yeah, there is that.
That happened.
There's that.
Yeah, that doesn't seem as deep to me.
Watch some videos out. It's pretty interesting.
No. I mean, I believe that because that one point.
Well, and that one lady, she was giving birth to that alien creature, exactly. So they were like artificial inseminating or something. I don't know, but I don't know how else you get aliens.
And there's these women NPCs, like the young women give you these healing vials filled with their blood, while there's one old woman that won't give you
she's all
anything.
dried up.
Yeah, basically.
Essentially, she can't. She's not fertile, and she when that moon turns. The red moon comes. All the women are pregnant, but the old lady is not, and so that was the other indicator. And that was and like what you said, like how do you get this alien baby? Well, that's what I'm saying is this hybridization is going on with that game, and they're and it goes a lot deeper. If you know any of the theories out there, I don't want to talk about it because. That just goes. I could go off
rabbit hole.
It's a really deep rabbit hole.
Put on our From Software tinfoil hat and talk for the next 3 days. Straight.
Which is a valid hat, by the way, people. Okay, it's not a bad thing to have a tinfoil hat. It's okay to be paranoid if you don't trust.
This series sparks more of this conversation just because it doesn't tell you everything. It's all like there's a lot of stuff there, and it's there if you dig in deep to it. But it's all also like. Open to interpretation,
and I like that.
And discovery. Like you could play through that game and not learn anything if you don't read any item descriptions and you don't talk to somebody a second time. Like you just talk to somebody once and then you just play through the game.
Yeah, who's this
you
asshole?
You won't learn anything.
Yeah.